And all right, guys, what is going on? David Hammond here, back with another podcast. This is visual format. First off, before we preface what we're doing or how long this took to set up, I want to introduce the two guests that I think you guys know. One, we have Philip Garcia. Tell him what's up.
Hi, my name is Philip Garcia.
Two, we have Jesse Ross.
Yo,
tell him what's up.
Not too much, just chilling.
And yeah, guys, so first off, this whole production here, we have my brother's camera right there. We have a total of 4 cameras. This took about an hour and a half to set up, so hopefully nothing goes wrong and we get something decent. We have the tees, the 4 cameras going. And with that said, we are going to get this podcast. So for any of you guys listening to this in audio format on the Forest Talks podcast, this is also visual, so definitely check that out if you want to see that. With that, the topic we're going to talk about today is the whole idea of basically what we just did. This whole setup, although it may not look like a lot, taking an hour and a half of just tedious, monotonous.
Felt like 3 hours, to be honest.
Like, yeah, it honestly
Still
like
feels like 3.
yeah, the amount of work that this took for this video to potentially get 20, 30 views, meaning like, why did we put this much work, nearly 2 hours, into something that seemingly has no return, and how you have to do that as a content creator for really years. Like, that should be your mindset. We want to speak on the value and the importance of that being a content creator. So with that, who wants to take this away first? Philip, go for it.
I'll just talk about it. Yeah, I feel like basically what you're just talking about is the details, like how important the details. And I'd say as a person that like early days, like taking it back to school and like and in my art, I would write the song and the song would be like 80% done, and I'd be like, oh, like that's enough. But like you need to put those like 99 little details that no one will ever hear.
And that's the stuff that takes the longest.
Yeah, it takes longest, and
ironically,
probably no one notices. But like all those little pieces add up to something great.
Yeah,
and yeah, I think over time you just start to appreciate it more. But I think it's still gonna take more time. I'm sure when I'm like 50, I'm gonna be like so good at the details.
And I think with that, like, I agree as far as like, yeah, most people won't notice it. Like as far as the light being angled a certain way, or as far as moving the tripod a bit just so you can see Philip's face gleaming through. At the same time, I think that people do notice the small things. Like when I get a shirt or something like that, or a package, like I'm noticing, and it's actually, maybe it's because we're creatives, but like this mic as an example, like little things where maybe if the battery pack as an example, like it snaps in really nicely and firmly versus it just sliding off.
It all adds up.
It adds up, and it's those little things that you think wouldn't matter, but yeah. Or, you know what I mean? Like little things. Maybe that might sound super weird. Or if you get a shirt, like I notice if like the tag on the back of it, does it just have a little medium ghetto tag? Or is it a beautifully knit? Like it's shit, like it's a fucking tag. Like who cares about a tag?
Yeah, it's, I guess, like the meticulous things. Like it's, you appreciate and you realize what's actually put into whatever you're, receiving. Or
I would say with acting, you see that very evidently. Like the best actors do those like small little details that almost go unnoticed, but they almost sell the whole thing.
Like what we were talking about today in the field. Yeah, guys, so real quick, before we move forward, the last time we did a podcast with Jesse, which was months ago, from that time frame to now, as you guys know, Jesse's an actor. He's been on Netflix shows. He's been on actual gigs, like music videos, movies, like premieres that are on Netflix, HBO, CTV. So I'm gonna let Jesse kind of explain who he is again, what he's been doing, because he's done a lot since the last time we've spoken, and then just give context. So yeah, Jesse, just let him know, bro, who the fuck you are, bro.
Yes. So as I was saying, thank you, David, for speaking very highly of me. I by no means want to say I'm a professional, but I have been on television shows and I've been on movie sets. I've been on sets for both, and basically my experience with that is it's all very meticulous, like the way it's laid out, the process that goes into setting up a scene, and what I've seen, like
yes,
with that, like it is very much the little details, and it's how things are presented, and it's how things are delivered, and these things take time. Like I've experienced the sets, and I've been on them, but I'm not in any lead roles yet. Like
yet, keyword.
Ideally, that's what I'm working towards. But yeah, it's all a cool experience, and it's all definitely it's all a process and takes time.
Yeah, man.
These things take time.
No, it's dope, and it also is a bit of context to you guys. Jesse and I were just out shooting today at a cool new location, and we're thinking of shooting a short film together. Jesse being into acting, I think, guys, like I'm comfortable speaking. I think Jesse's undermining himself. Like the skill he has as far as being on camera and acting, like it is. Like I've shot with quite a few people, believe me, old people, young people. It is next level. Like I've never. I think anyone can quote unquote act and be in front of a camera. I think anyone can be in front of a camera. Not anyone can act. And the way Jesse like conveys emotions is next level. So stay tuned for that short film. Philip, do you have anything to add, or Jesse, before we move on?
Well, yeah, it's definitely a lot more than just being in front of a camera.
Yeah,
like
man.
there's
Tell them about that.
It's very, like there are a lot of layers to acting. There's a lot of things to learn. There's a lot of reading. There's a lot of memorization. It's
even the script, like that's all meticulous detail,
it's
bro.
all meticulous detail, and it's very. You have to be dynamic. It's not just standing in front of the camera and either looking good or just delivering lines, but it's phrasing, and it's how you deliver them, and it's how you say them, and it's human interaction.
Yeah, facts, everything. Yeah.
I got nothing to add.
All right, yeah.
Move it along.
All right, so guys, with that said, I kind of want to ask something to both of you guys, but also to myself, which I'll answer, and that is, how did you? Yeah, literally. How did you, because Philip's done EPs, Jesse's been on set. I've seen this guy rehearse lines, the same fucking piece of paper 1 billion times. How do you put in that time to do those fine details that seemingly no one cares about for like such little return? Like to do all of this for 30 views, to do all that for X amount of views for like 50, like, you know what I mean? Like, but why do you keep going? Why do you keep reading those lines? Like, why don't you just stop? There is no reward, seemingly.
Well,
like, what's the point?
You have to know that there's going to be some kind of return on investment, because inevitably there will be, and that's what goes through your mind, right? You don't stop because one day it's like the payoff is there. But
is it? How do you know that? That's the thing. It's like how do you know that? How do you know that? Because bare people don't know that. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't think that. How do you think that you can, like, how can you help these people that don't think that way?
It's a factor of just knowing and having like complete faith, because when you don't, and there's that doubt in the back of your mind, if it's constant doubt, you're always fighting yourself, right? But when you kind of let go of that, and you're aware that you can let your guard down and things are going to work out, you're persistent.
Has there been any time where, and I'm kind of just, do you have something to say? Because if not, I'm just going to keep digging deeper.
Has there been
Jesse.
times where
I'm going to keep digging deeper into you?
Oh, yeah, of course, man. All the time, yeah. Sometimes you question, you're like, why am I even doing this? But each time you end up either on set or you're evolving in your craft, and you're seeing results, and you're getting better. That's what makes you doubt yourself even less, because you're seeing the progression.
So would you say the longer you do it, technically the less you doubt yourself, almost?
Yeah.
I would agree with that too. Yeah.
Yeah, because you're in it for the long ride, right?
But is that because you're seeing external results, or are you seeing internal results? Like why is there less doubt?
Both. Well, you're building more confidence in yourself, right? When you see that either the work's getting better. Yeah, I agree with that. You're like it's becoming more tangible.
I agree with that a lot.
You become more confident as a person.
And now I was kind of just asking to see your answer, and that actually struck me the same way. And I think something that like you and I were even talking about off camera is everything's internal. Like the reason, and like you just answered my question, the reason I'm able to keep going as far as myself with hundreds on hundreds of videos, a stupid fucking amount of hours that I don't even want to fucking count, the stupid amount of fucking money that I don't even want to count into this shit, and continuing to go, is simply because I see internal progression. That's the only reason. I see that my craft is getting better. Although there's literally close to, in fact, like I've regressed as far as views go when you think back to fitness. The fact that I'm still able to go is because I see I'm getting better at this shit. And even though I'm getting no fucking comments, no one's giving two shits about, wow, David, great video, I know objectively the shit is getting better. I can see it. And I think that's the most important thing that you have to see as a content creator. You have to be objective to know that you are getting better. So I don't know. It was kind of like what you were talking about before with like, don't beat yourself up so bad. Like you are improving. Like that should be so much motivation in and of itself to be like, holy shit, I made this. Like mini docs, talking about a short film.
Yeah.
Like there's progression in this shit.
Well, you have to not worry so much about the exterior and the numbers and the amount of views it's getting or who actually like
Easier
cares,
said than done,
right?
though.
You have to.
That's the thing. It's
you have
easier
to
said
know,
than done.
You have to know that yourself, right? You have to know that none of that matters, and you're the one doing it, and you're the one that's going to thrive. Like, why would somebody else's view or opinion matter? Like, I think your internal belief is more important.
Yes, bro.
Than people's external.
I just
thoughts
wish,
and
and the reason I'm asking you is because I just wish more people could feel that. What you just said, because I know you feel it. That's why you're here. No one feels that though. That's why I'm trying to.
Do you mean other content creators?
Yes,
people
bro.
Doing,
people don't feel that. That's what I'm trying to convey.
Because they're stuck in that. They're stuck in what everybody else thinks.
I think that's it.
And it's as simple as that. But in this day and age, it's hard not to with social media and everything going on around us, and everything's so fast paced that it's
bro.
We get caught up in it, right?
So what do you think, Philip, as far as like all this, like, and even if you don't know, like, what have you done as far as like, why do you keep going? Is it the same reason for me? Is it internal growth? Is it a different reason? How do you kind of block out the noise, like what Jesse was saying with social media externally, of like, there's no external result. No one's commenting on your shit, being like, great job, Philip. Like, why the fuck do you keep going?
Yeah, I would say it's internal, but I just genuinely enjoy the process. Like, I look forward to each EP. Like, and I tell you all the time, like, David and I, like, talk personally. Like, I'm like, I want this to go for 2 more years. Like, I have complete creative freedom to do whatever I want. Like, why wouldn't I? This is exactly what I want to do.
Very true. I like that.
Like, it's stupid. I'm so happy. Like,
I think that's like that.
And like I play my shows, no one's telling me how to play my shows. I write songs, no one's telling me how to write songs. Like and I'm getting better and all
huge.
That.
And I think that actually ties back. So I think there's 2 points. I agree completely. 1, you see progression, and 2, you love what you're doing. Like both. There has to be both, because it's like if you love what you're doing but you're not seeing any progression, you're gonna beat the shit out of yourself. You're like, what's the point of this? Like I would have quit a long time ago. Or if you saw progression, but you didn't fucking love it. Like that was me with the fitness YouTube channel in the beginning. I was seeing bare fucking progression. You know how many people commented on this shit, viewed on this shit, and a lot of you guys are probably watching this now with the fitness stuff. Man, I was progressing so much, but I didn't actually love the process. Like it felt like fucking work. I remember sitting on my camera, having to speak of more fitness things on how to do fucking bicep curls and count your macros. And although I knew it, man, like I dreaded it.
Well, don't you find that you like your love for your craft is like growing and growing and growing?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Or is it like from day one the same? Like for me, like honestly, like I think the first year and a bit, like although I loved it, it took a little longer to like the love had to grow too, because I got better at it, and as soon as you get better, you can do this and that.
Yeah. Like it's like a child.
Yeah, sometimes like before I couldn't produce.
Kid.
Yeah.
Before this year, I couldn't produce anything, and like now this year I can produce. So it's like
very true.
Oh shit, I could do this and that and this.
Yeah. But at the same time, that comes with more challenges. Where you're now like, I have to do all of this shit, and it takes this long to do this too.
Well, once you commit, and you're like buckle up.
Buckle up, like, Jimmy.
Yeah, you start to love it when you see results in yourself, and like when you see the potential, right? Like yeah.
Can I? Yeah, maybe you can ask the question if you want, but I have a question.
No, if you guys have questions, like
okay,
I just go for it.
Please. I'm gonna word this. How important is a plan? Like, do you have a plan? Like, how much of a solid plan do you have for, like, whether it's like the 2-year plan or whatever? Like, do you have something like that in your head that you like follow? Like some kind of like,
as far as like when I'm gonna start mini docs, when I'm gonna start short films, when I'm gonna start music videos, when I like my skill progression as far as like life goes.
I'm talking about like obviously you have a destination with your personal brand and all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Like I'm just curious if like
where you're going to be.
How much of a plan? Okay, I say this because like I'll explain my situation and then maybe like you'll get it. Mm-hmm. Like for me, I have a plan for it's going to be 10 EPs in total. Okay, I've got 3 right now. 4th one coming, and then like 10 by the end of next year. So like, I have certain things that like and then I've got like albums thought out for like when I'm
Okay.
signed.
Fair enough,
Like
fair
I'm
enough.
like I'm really thought out in that way.
Absolutely. Okay. No,
Do you
that's
have
a great,
that kind of plan?
great question.
I do. I'm not gonna share it, but
No, share it, bro. Speak that shit into
you
existence.
don't have to share it, but like
Yeah.
say how like
Give it a
is
general
it a good thing
guideline.
all the time, or is it not? Sometimes it can't be a good.
well, most of the
Just
time,
talk about it, I guess.
most
I
of the
would
time it is a good thing, and you do have it plotted out. But sometimes when you're going day to day, it can veer off, right? Like certain things can happen that aren't part of the plan and the process, but yet you find a way to root back to that, and then you keep doing what you have to, right?
Yeah, it's like a North Star, right? That
Yeah.
you just like
Yeah, exactly.
keep checking up on.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, okay, I'm going well.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Good analogy.
yeah.
Yeah, I would say I have no fucking plan. No, I
Yeah, that's
do.
what I've noticed with you.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
when I talk, the more I talk to you,
Yeah,
like
yeah, you notice that, eh?
no,
Like,
but
I'm like,
not in a bad way. Like I love it when people have their own ways of doing.
Yeah,
Like I
yeah, yeah.
need to do what I'm
yeah,
doing.
no, absolutely.
Like,
Yeah, no, I have.
you go with the flow.
I have like I'm probably like the least planned, and like even in the podcast you saw before, like I am solely spontaneity, like spontaneous. Like that's like my whole existence in my life, and I'm not saying that's the best thing. There has to be plan, but and I think the reason for me specifically why there's so much spontaneity, and I say this to Adri or even you guys, is because with what I'm doing, it's very hard to put a label on it. There's no, like, I literally have, and I'm not necessarily saying like you guys do either, but I have no quote unquote North Star or path to follow. Like I'm building this shit my fucking self. As cheesy that sounds, I don't have like what fucking industry am I in? Have you ever noticed that? Like I don't know if I'm talking to you guys, the camera. Like I am not a photographer, a videographer. I'm not a speaker. Like what the fuck am I? I'm a David Hammond. So I'm building my own path, which is why I have like by nature I have no plan. I have visions of what I want to do, and I have ideas of what I want to do and how I get there. But as far as how it unfolds, I have to be so in the present and let shit fold. And that's how every single video I've ever created, podcast, like everything has naturally happened. But no. And I'm going to, I'll let you guys talk soon, but if you relate it to the fitness thing, this is the big reason why I stopped the fitness thing. The fitness thing, I had too much of a plan. I had too much of a mold, and therefore I knew it wasn't mine. I knew I'm copying motherfuckers. This shit's too easy, meaning you gain a following, you compete, you sign a supplement company, you start the clothing line, you then maybe open a gym. And you look at it in the fitness industry, and like I have no problem like calling people out with this. It's very cookie cutter. Yeah. Everyone in the fitness industry is the exact same thing. That's why everyone does the fitness industry. And everyone starts it because it's very cookie cutter. So I started within about 8 months. I realized this shit's blowing up way too fast. This is way too easy. Something's not right. So me being the motherfucker I am, I cut my own legs and I said, I'm building this shit for myself, which is why my game has been the hardest. But at the same time, no one will be able to replace me. Like I'm going to be successful to the day I die because I built this shit up myself and no one can copy that. Or if someone does, you fucking copy David Hammond, you little cookie cutter bitch. I built this shit though. So I don't know if that made sense.
Yeah.
Fucking passionate there, man. God damn it. I need some more tea.
I feel like I needed a plan because before I was just kind of like floating around. There wasn't really a destination. Like the creativity was there, I'm sure. And like I was, having fun. But at the end of the day, I needed to plot it out and have a focal point.
So what would you say is that plan? You don't have to say it word for word, but as far as, that makes me fucking cringe because you know how many times I've heard that from people, parents? What's your plan? What's your plan? What's your fucking plan? Being a creative, there is no plan, bro. Like you can have ideas. You have no clue, man. You don't know if YouTube's going to be around for an extra you don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Instagram could shut down next year.
Like that's why I kind of started talking about it because like I feel like you guys have different views on it, especially because they're different industries too.
Yeah.
But like, man, like I've briefly told you what my plans are, but like I'm very thought out. Mm-hmm. And like, I know other people that like are super successful that are thought out like the same way that I am. And like, I don't know, like I trust that it's going to work even though like life changes and things move. And you can't predict anything, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's really going to work.
No, it will. It's not a question of is it going to. Like for all of us, it's going to work. It's just a matter of how we get there is different. And you're right, industries. But it's not even just that. Fuck industries. It's who you are as a person. Like your skills are completely different, subjective. How you think is different than how I think. How you work is different than how I work. I don't give a fuck about the industry, bro. Mm-hmm. I do not give two shits about that, bro. You see people like give me a fucking break. We have social media. I don't give two shits about an industry. It's more about how you are. It's that simple, bro. You just think differently than I do.
Definitely.
If I plan too much, I'll fucking go crazy.
No, that's exactly it. We're so self-reflective that we know what works for us. Like, I know I need that because I was like a headless chicken in the first year and a half. I was doing music, but like with very little goal. And then as soon as I set these goals, I was fucking running. I was 100%. Like good.
Yeah.
No, very true. Very smart.
Well, that's what happened with me. I was like, oh, like maybe I'll, try out the acting thing. And I was thinking about like, I didn't know how exactly to get my foot in the door. And like, it kind of seemed like a pipe dream. But once I had it planned out and I started taking the right steps, it became more tangible, and I started seeing results, right? And that was because of the plan. But before that, it was just kind of an idea. It was kind of random, right? And
I'll finish it off on this. I do have a plan as far as like, fuck, I don't want it to make it seem like I'm just like winging everything. When I completely stand by what I'm saying. I'm very spontaneous, and as far as like how everything is, like every day to me is like, as weird as this may sound, is like a new gift and challenge. Like I have no fucking clue what the next day is going to hold. I wake up the next morning, I have no clue what I'm going to do most days. I don't know if I'm going to edit this day, if I'm going to I had no clue I was recording this fucking podcast with you guys. A lot of times I only know what video I'm shooting that day. Very, very rarely do I premeditate my stuff. I just don't. Like, that's just from what I've learned myself. My best ideas come right before. And that's just the nature of me. Every time I talk to someone, every video I make, every photo I take, like when we're shooting at the spot, and I think it's quote unquote my industry as well. Mm-hmm. Like photography and videography, you have no time to plan this shit. A lot of times you don't. When we were shooting in that field, I didn't know that trees got all fucking cut down. I had no clue, But you make it work. And I think I've done that so many times where I've had to adapt in very, very fast scenarios that's just how I am. So it's like I have so much trust. And this is no knack on anyone, but it's like I have so much trust that like because it's happened so many times that if something slips, like I'll catch myself. Mm-hmm. So it's almost, I don't know. I'm just making sure the camera's recording. Yeah. And I think, that's so cool that how we're all...
We're different.
You have to be. Respects. I don't want you guys to be the same as me and vice versa. That'd be fucking weird. Yeah. Then there's a formula to it, and you're not unique, right? Yeah. Yeah, and then go home, Jimmy. Fucking go back to your 9 to 5.
I listened to somebody who's very successful in what I'm trying to do. Tell me that you need a plan, mm-hmm. and it's very important. And as soon as I listened to him, and I basically just I'd rather listen to somebody who's made it that far, as opposed to just go off my own.
Yeah, no, I'm super egotistical. Like do it myself. Like I don't know, man. Like, and I'll probably get fucked over because of that. But it's like, I don't know. That's just, and I don't do it out of ego though. I don't do it out of like, if I know something's gonna help me in a plan, I'll be the first one to take it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, I have some daddy issues. So that's my fucking I can't.
Is that gonna be in the podcast?
Yeah, bro. I have no problem. You better listen to that. Meaning, I can't like. Yeah, bro. I can't follow a rule or someone like if I see someone successful, quote unquote, in my niche or industry, I'm not following your path. Like that's wrong. Then like I'm creating my own path.
You don't have to follow their path.
Yeah.
But if they say you need.
If they're ideas or something.
Their ideas, or if they say you should develop a path, it doesn't have to be theirs. It can be your own path.
Yeah, yeah. We could talk about this for fucking.
Because if you're walking down a road, you gotta walk in that same direction, and you have a destination, right? Or if you drive somewhere, or if you're GPSing something, you don't just just.
I like that actually.
Start driving and hope for the best, or start walking.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. My thing is like, let's say there's the destination. I'm going to the destination. I have no fucking clue I'm getting there though. So it's like all my focus is on that goal. So there is vision, like whether I want to be speaker, photographer, videographer, like the most beautiful entrepreneur, content creator, David Hammond. I see every fucking thing I want to get. How I get there, I have no fucking clue. I can go with my gut and move with things. I have no fucking clue. And I think that's what I want to explain to some of you guys. Everyone works differently, but one thing that we all have in common though is that end vision. That we all have in common. How you get there, some may be more premeditated and planned, some may not, but you have to have that end vision. And you don't need to know, and that's the thing, you don't need to know how you're getting there, but vision, end goal. All right, so with that said, awesome on both. Next question. as one of the cameras actually shut off, I was walking back and I saw Jesse on his phone. I want to ask you guys, how do you deal with distraction with everything? Because I think the first whole part of this was speaking of how it gets easier and more clear the longer you do it. Game plan, your confidence grows, your skill grows, like everything just gets easier. Okay, great, fantastic. It gets easier as you go. How do you keep going, though, when you have distractions? It doesn't have to be your phone. Social media.
First off,
friends, parents. Just like, what do you do? How do you continue to keep going for it to be easier? We understand it gets easier. Great. What if you can't keep going, though?
I was looking at memes, but
Okay, great. That's a perfect example.
yeah, no. I feel like social media.
Distractions in general.
It can be very well. Yeah, social media for one can be very discouraging because there's a lot of people doing the same thing that you're trying to do.
Unless you're David.
And if you, okay,
no one's doing what I'm doing.
Anyways,
I'm kidding.
There's people doing either the exact same thing you're doing, trying to do. There's a lot of them. There's a lot of people doing what I'm trying to do. There's a lot of people doing what Philip's trying to do. There's a lot of people doing what a lot of other people are trying to do. Not exactly what you're doing. They're not you guys.
In the same niche, sure. You are right. There's so many people doing video.
Niche.
There's probably like more people doing video than anything that you guys are doing. Like,
right.
Video is like stupid.
And I'm saying everybody's different. It's not like.
So what do you do then with that? That's actually good for us to run off that. Everyone's doing your thing. How do you stay motivated and encouraged to keep doing that? I know this is all over the place, guys, but that's how we run with these podcasts.
Well, it can be very discouraging, but it's a very personal thing because you yourself are different. My voice keeps cracking. You yourself are different from the other people trying to do.
True. That's foundation. What do you think, Philip? That is the foundation. The question was, there's a billion motherfuckers doing music, bro. What gives you the confidence to know that you're going to be okay and follow that North Star? You have it all planned out, which we have figured out. What gives you the confidence to keep doing that if everyone is doing music or everyone's doing video or acting?
I just think I'm better than everyone else.
That's what I like to hear, boys.
Like, I'm not gonna act like I'm humble. I'm not fake humble.
Yeah, you hear that, motherfuckers?
Like, I look at other people. I mean, like you do. You look at other videographers or musicians. I'm just like,
time, bro.
I'm like, yeah, they got talent, but like, nah.
Nah, bro. It's already set in stone. I'm winning. I've already won, period. We have to talk about this, man. No one has that confidence. No one has that belief. How do you so pretend you're talking to someone who's just a beginner. How do you instill that in them? And I know they can only learn it themselves, but like, how can you try to ignite that? Like, what's your advice?
That confidence?
Yeah, man. That is everything. I don't care how skilled you are. If you don't have that flame or that confidence, you're fucked. I don't care how good you are, bro. That is everything. Your North Star. That allows you to keep following your North Star in your plan. Otherwise, you won't, bro. You're going to think you're shit.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? Like, what's helped you? And I liked what you said as far as there's only one you. And I think that's very close. There's only one fucking Philip Garcia. So you're in no competition.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, there's other people doing music, but there's nobody else doing Philip's music.
Yes, there's no one with that exact voice.
Right, that exact voice.
No one.
Those exact same lyrics, the exact same chords. Well, I mean, chords are similar in songs. Everything, comes full circle. But yeah, everybody's different from one another.
Yeah,
but I don't know how you would tell someone. Like, I just think you have it or you don't. Like, honestly, from like day one, when I started writing something, like, it wasn't even actually. This is before I started writing music. This is when I was doing art. I was just like, as life went by, I was just like, oh, I could tell I have a creative mind. Like, I think differently to a lot of people, and everyone feels that way when they're younger. But like, I was like, I can tell I'm smarter, and I'm holding this dear. Right. And with art, I was just like, I have good ideas for paintings, and I'm like, I can have a good idea. So when it went to from art to music, I was just like, it's the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's just like nurturing that spark.
Yes.
With like hard work. It's like I've got the talent or I've got the idea. It's just training the skill to be very good at it.
True. Well, you're taking something that's non-existent and creating something out of an idea, right? Like, I remember when I was a kid, it started with visual arts. Like, I still draw in my spare time, but again, you can draw those ideas from other styles of your own. It's a very stylistic, personal thing, right?
I like, yeah, what both of you said. We were saying along the lines of refresh my memory again. What were you just saying? I know you were saying, but you were saying, because there was something I was going to say.
Oh, just something I feel like I've always had.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. So you kind of feel like you've always had it, which is very true. I agree with that. What about to the people, because I'm empathetic to the people who feel like they didn't always have it, right? Because I think I was that way. Like, first off, I don't think, when I was born, I never thought I was a creative person ever. Even to this day, like, I still don't really think I am. Like, yeah, kind of not. But, like, you know, I was, like, my brother's an example. He was always into drawing. He was into dance. He was into video. Like, all this stuff. And I wasn't. Like, I was into sport and stuff. Yeah, cool. I did not think I was a creative person. So I did not think I was born with this. I think it's kind of cool because I think our reasons are a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
My thing was, like, the confidence and the reason I keep doing this and the reason I think I'm so good isn't because I was like, I didn't think I was born with that creative thing. It's because I did certain things in my life that took an extreme amount of discipline, and I did it, and I applied that to this. So I thought, yo, if I could change my physique and with X amount of years, and I can do the same thing with my mental health and overcome all of these challenges, then, like, bring this shit on. Like, fuck yeah, I can do this. So it's almost like, and to this day, like, I still don't think I'm like I always consider myself a businessman before a creative. Like, I always think like, or a speaker, or like, you know what I mean?
But I think I'm like cut right down the middle.
And
I'm like,
but for me, it's like, I may not know photography, and this is like so me, like, I am not talented at photo and video. I want to make that very clear. All this art stuff, I am not talented at this. Talent is my brother. He's extremely talented at this. He knows everything. What I do have, though, is that same discipline I've had from all those other areas, and I put it into this. That is why I have this extreme confidence of I will come for your neck. I will work harder than you. I will figure this shit out better because I didn't have the resources. I'm not talented. Like, with fitness, I wasn't fucking talented with this shit. I fucking worked harder than any motherfucker, and I got bigger. That is the only reason I'm doing this, because I've done big things in my life, and I'm applying to this shit. So, much love.
In a way, that's your talent.
I
Although
guess
that's
so.
something that you, like, nurture.
Yeah.
But I would argue that's your talent, because, like, I would say, like, I'm not, like, naturally gifted in music like a lot of people are. Like, you hear people that are like, that voice is heavenly sent. Like, you could tell that, like, by listening to me, like, I'm not, like, out of this world.
No, man, you're good, man. My mom thought you were pretty fucking good.
I was like, no, but, like, I was decent. Like, I had a good shot to become good.
Like, you're with me.
But I think where my talent lied was just, like, my thoughts. Like, just my creative thoughts of, like, just the ideas of a song. Yeah. Like, how to write a song that's, like, like every other song, but you change a couple of different things, and it feels, I don't know. Like, I know what to do.
Which goes to show it's a skill that's developed over time. Like, you weren't born with it. And I actually think, like, this is so important, because a lot of people looking at this stuff don't start music or don't start video or acting, whatever it is, because they think I'm not born with this shit. I fucking wasn't born with this. I don't think you clearly weren't. When I mean born, I mean, like, gifted, talented. You weren't. I wasn't. You probably weren't either. This was just work, dude.
Yeah.
And it goes to show, like, that's amazing. You don't have to be naturally gifted with this, dude. You just pick it up and you run with it. It's as simple as that. Like, and I truly believe this. Hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle.
Oh, yeah.
Any day, bro. In fitness, relating it back to that, I saw dudes genetically gifted.
But what if you have...
If you have both?
Both.
Oh, and let's actually touch on this. I really like this. I think it's almost impossible to have both. And this may sound super subjective, and I've just seen it many times in my life. I'm so thankful that I wasn't talented in video or whatever I'm trying to do. Speaking, I may be a pretty good fucking speaker. I was the most antisocial. I didn't speak at all, right? I just didn't. Everything was just practice. And I'm so thankful that with what I did in my life that was meaningful, I was not talented or gifted or given it. None of it.
Yeah.
Because if I was, bro, that's where entitlement
You wouldn't be hungry.
No, you wouldn't at all. I'm so thankful I wasn't talented in anything. All this was pure work.
Yeah.
Because I've seen, and I'm not going to call out any names, to this day, bro, people close to me, I see people who are talented. You won't, bro. It's so subconscious. If you're talented, you know I'm talented. I don't need to work as hard. That will fucking kill you.
Yeah. Well, that's also kind of arrogant and egotistical. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why you would think, like, if you had something, you would have to work less to attain what you wanted. Like, that concept to me, I don't know. Because, like, hard work, like, will obviously beat talent any day, but if somebody else tells you you're talented, you can say, oh, thank you. And like, you take it with a grain of salt, but yeah, you still.
Bear people don't do that though, bro. Bear people let it get to their head. Like people who are gifted genetically with fitness, a lot of them, I'd say 90% of them that I knew, they just stopped lifting.
That's a problem. Then we could have a whole podcast on ego.
But that's what I mean. It's subconscious. If you know you're talented, aka people wherever he is, if you know you're talented, you won't hustle, bro.
Yeah.
Because you know it's just like, it's a crutch. It's like you having a lot of money in the bank. If you have a lot of money, you will not hustle as hard, period. It's not that you're dumb or you're a bad person. It's just subconscious. You know I have stuff that I can lean on. That's with anything in life.
That's dangerous.
It's very dangerous. So I hope you guys are not. I hope to God you are not talented at whatever you do, and this is just work. Because talent, bro, is like motivation. Like that's only going to take you so far. And eventually the motherfucker who is putting in so many hours will come for your neck. Every motherfucker that was genetically gifted, I surpassed.
Yeah.
And they came to me asking for advice.
Well, it's like anything, right? It's like when like Philip plays guitar, I play guitar. Like when I first picked it up, I wasn't playing songs immediately. Like you have to put in the time and effort to like actually learn how to become good at something. Like you're not just like born with.
I don't know, man. Some people are, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
some people are born with it.
No, I'd like to. This might be a little abstract, but you know those people that are talented or like gifted with money when they're born. You know, like
same exact thing. Like, same exact thing.
But that whole area of like people that like I wouldn't want to be that person. Kind of like.
But that's not a person.
You know, sorry.
That's the same fucking thing.
That's not like within you, like money. That's
no, exactly. Yeah. But like, I feel like it's the same game. It's the same in a way. Yeah. Like it's something that you could you take for granted, and then you become older. And a lot of these people are like, I hear this all the time. People that are privileged, whether it's talent or money. Yeah. They look at the people that like worked hard.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, I wish I had to struggle to get. Because I don't appreciate it.
No, you won't.
And you know what's funny is like the people that didn't struggle, they can tell that they lack that ambition in their lives. And skill. Do you know those people?
Yeah,
like,
they wish they had.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what's funny is like what I would say to those people if you're watching and you feel like, oh, like I didn't have to struggle in my life, so like you're playing such a victim mentality of like, okay, that's your struggle.
Yeah. Fucking make yourself struggle. Like
exactly.
It's as simple as that, bro.
Like that. No, I literally feel like I was one of those people. Like,
no, it is.
And you can be one of those people in any walk of life because everyone has it worse than you. Like, I felt like my mom and my dad are super nice. My mom, like, my mom would pick me up at the GO station if I wanted to. I could ask her to do it every time, but like, I make a point of never doing that. I never ask for money. I always pay my rent, even when I like. Probably
fucking can.
Yeah, like man, just this month I have to pay taxes, and I was like, no, I'm paying my monthly rent. Like it's just like
facts, dude.
I'm pushing myself to become
that is everything, and that's why the fuck do you think I'm trying to move out?
Like I rely solely on myself for like most like a lot of things. Like there's probably like there. When you have nowhere else to turn but yourself, like you learn what discipline is and what you have to do to
Yeah, bro, that was a really good topic as far as so a lot of people get struggle in their life. They had to work. They weren't talented. They had to work for it. Great. I think the motherfuckers too, because easily all of us could have had it a lot easier. It's not that we just naturally had like extreme, like don't get me wrong, we went through a fuckload of challenges, but at the same time. There were many ways where we could have taken easy ways out. I could have kept this whole fitness channel. I would have been fucking caking about it. Like, everyone would have been on my dick, bro. Everyone would have loved me. I would have had it so easy. Family would have loved me. Everyone would have adored me. Girlfriends wouldn't have, like, so easy. And I cut my fucking legs. Fucking make challenges for yourself. Like, and there's always opportunities in life, no matter where you are, how far deep, where you have two options. You have the easy path and the hard path.
Yeah.
You choose.
People are like, handed privilege or handed a hardship.
Yeah, bro.
And it's the same thing.
It's the same
it's
thing,
just same. It's just different choices.
It's the same idea. So it's like, so I guess I'm saying this to you guys where it's like, if you feel you have been gifted, you know, all this, because like, don't get me wrong. We're so fortunate. Like look at this house right now. I didn't pay for this shit. So in a sense, of course, we've been given and gifted so many things, all of us. And I'm not saying that we haven't. I'm not taking any of that for granted. And it's all relative. Absolutely. But I still think no matter where you are in your life, no matter where you are, who you are, you will be given choices. So if you feel you have been gifted everything, even with that, you still have choices. And even right now, today, you may not be aware of it. There are choices. You may be in school right now. Should you be in school? You may have your cozy little part-time job. Should you have that? Like, these are things right now that no one has to come to you with a piece of paper being like, hey, they're very subtle.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes, like, yeah, anyways, we're getting way off topic, but like, create fires under your ass. That's basically what I'm saying.
Like, people are allowed to have part-time jobs. If you're,
Fuck no, you're not. Be broke and die. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
If that's your only means of like survival and you need that money to like
Absolutely,
eat,
man.
and there's nothing else you can do, literally,
Yeah.
then work.
Then it'd be idiotic not to. You'd be an idiot.
Yes.
I agree.
But yeah.
It's all who you are, not what you do. It's who you are when you. It's who you are when you do it. Anyways, let's wrap this podcast up. That was it. That was a beautiful, long. That was a very challenging podcast, but it was beautiful nonetheless. And I know there was tons of value and golden nuggets in it. So that's it, guys. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you guys did like this. 4 cameras. What is up? Bang, 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 bang. Everyone say hi to that main camera right in the back there, that big boy. What's up? We're going to finish it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. We have Philip and Jesse. I'm going to get them to give a little outro. And again, who they are, and then I will do my outro. So, Philip, let it run, bro. Tell your audience what's up.
My name is Philip Garcia. Go listen to my music.
I thought you said don't listen to my music.
Go listen to my music.
My name is Jesse Ross, and I am an actor. Period.
Boom, that's it. So, that's that, guys. Those are the 2 guys. You're going to see more of that. My name's David Hammond. I don't know what the fuck I am. No, I'm kidding. I'm quite a few things, so it's hard to label it. But that's it. Thank you guys so much. Definitely give it a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check these guys out. I will have their links down below. Podcast, if you guys are listening to it auditorially, give me a high five auditorially. And because I don't know what you do over a podcast. You know, I don't know. Do you like a podcast?
You just stop talking.
Rate. I think you rate them.
You write a comment.
Yeah, or you can do like 5-star ratings.
No one's going to do that, though, man. Give me a break.
Nobody cares.
No one has time for that
Nobody
shit, bro.
cares.
Write a review. Anyways, though, that's it. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in the next one. Till then, much love.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.